Debate round 2. Ha ha! Wasn't that fun? Whew. I participated in the Lions of Liberty debate drinking game. I'm pretty positive somebody in the Biden campaign gave Biden the drinking rules and said, if you just say all of this stuff a whole bunch, you'll kill a bunch of libertarians. Go get them. Good God. And of course, Stephanie's egging it on the whole time. She's like, oh, look, he did it again. He did it again. Drink, drink. Whew. It's going to take more than this today. So, I just opened up the general front page of my web browser that pops up all the random news articles. And true to form, mainstream media doing what they do best. 7 of the 10 articles are Trump fact checks. 0 are Biden fact checks. The other 3 are about random stuff that didn't have anything to do with the debate. My favorite one is now this is like media. They are journaling hard here. They it says Trump claims that windmills kill birds, but that doesn't kill all the birds. Like, you can't make this shit up. Oh gosh, I'm gonna be genuinely sad when the election ends, and like if the world does return back to normal and we don't get, I will be especially disappointed if Biden does win and the media stops going out of their way to be just the most insanely ridiculous, bend over backwards, twist yourself into a pretzel to come up with some way to create outrage. Like, it warms my soul to see that level of stupidity, and that they don't even try to hide it or mask it. Like, they just come out as blatantly stupid as humanly possible, and they think they're doing something meaningful. Like, it tickles me to no end. I take great pleasure out of other people's ignorance. Does that make me a bad person? Maybe, but I'll live with it. So yeah, the article, basically what it says is Trump claims that the windmills kill all the birds. And if you go and you look underneath windmills, there's a bunch of dead birds. And they say, and yes, it's true, windmills do kill a whole lot of birds, but they don't kill all the birds. And these are the things that are killing all the birds. And it's just insane. Like, that's something that had to be fact-checked because Trump said that windmills kill all the birds. So you had to fact-check all the birds. And birds don't exist anyway! Like, birds aren't real. If you're not on this conspiracy, I don't know where you've been. Like, birds are not real. Birds are just government drones that are used to spy on us. That's the whole reason that they came up with the all this COVID hoax and forced lockdowns and stuffed us away in our houses for 3 months. It was because all the birds needed a software update. So they had to recall them, change out their batteries, update the software, and then redistribute them back out into the wild, you know. So like, it doesn't even matter. Birds aren't real. I hope nobody thought I was serious about that. Not enough people listen to this to care anyway. One of the best parts was the stuff that's not getting fact checked. Biden just like getting mad because he's not gonna end fracking, and I never said that. Dude, there's like a whole video montage of you saying it over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. Like, he's on record saying it out loud at least 7 times, if not more. Like that, and that was just a short video montage of him saying it. Like, that I don't know. That of course that doesn't get fact checked at all. They keep bringing up Russia again, over and over again. It's always Russia. And like, have we not moved past that yet? Does the left seriously not have anything better to talk about than Russia? Like they can't. They really. It's the reason the left can't meme. Like they are not creative or original. For all the the art majors that are liberals, they're not doing the right kind of art. Like it's not humorous or entertaining, and they can't come up with a decent narrative to try to sell us on other than Russia at this point. And yeah, I saw somebody else posted. They said every time these guys get up there and say Russia, Mitt Romney throws something at his TV. Because in 2012, Romney said Russia was the biggest threat to the country, and Obama just poo-pooed it and said, "Take your foreign policy," or the 80s called, and they want their foreign policy back. And now, so they brush that under the table, but then after Obama leaves office, that's literally the only fucking thing they can come up with is Russia. Like. It's hilarious. You really can't make this up. Like reality is way better than fiction could ever hope to be at this point. So they keep coming back to Russia, which was all disproven, and aside from the handful of people who got some jail time for lying under oath, which even that, a lot of stuff came out on that and showed that the way that they set up those interviews and worded those questions, like it was effectively entrapment to create a situation where they were either going to lie or they were going to say something. They were either going to lie or they were going to say something that they had no proof or knowledge of, just to get the person to leave them alone, or they were going to continue to be harassed for forever and sent to jail for refusing to cooperate. So it was either and like the lies weren't malicious lies, it was more either lies of omission or just they didn't know. So like what were they supposed to say? So in hindsight, it looks like it was a lie, but at the time it was nothing. Like it wasn't anything malicious. They just didn't know. So like they're being held accountable for things that they didn't know anything about, and like the whole thing is just, it's all garbage. Like the entire Russia collusion thing has been from the get-go, and that's all become very obvious. But the left can't get away from that. Like that's the only thing they've got is Russia. And then they want to say that the Hunter Biden stuff has been disproven or discredited, and it hasn't. Like there's absolutely nothing that's come out that has disproven any of that at this point. They want to avoid that and say that it's unfactual, but then they keep going back to Russia, which has been proven not factual. It's entertaining. It is definitely entertaining. Hopefully these next 2 weeks are going to be just as much fun as we ramp up and head into the election, and then get to wind down from that and see how everything. Who are we kidding? There won't be a wind down from that. It'll be a ramp up to the election and then ramp up for the riots that ensue after the election. Because I do think there are going to be riots one way or the other. Actually, there's going to be riots either way. And I think it's going to be the same people rioting either way. Like I don't think Republicans are going to go out and burn down buildings and loot targets or anything like that. Like the same parts of the country that set themselves on fire after they went for Hillary and then she lost are going to turn around and set themselves on fire again, even if Trump loses. Like I don't see I don't see any other outcome. Like, they're gonna set it on fire. They don't care at this point. And what's really a shame is those people don't represent the left. Well, they don't represent the Democratic Party. They represent an extremist side of the left wing, and because it's such a vocal and just fucking annoying side, the mainstream Democrats who are on TV all the time are forced to cater to and pander to them pretty much at all turns. But then in reality, the actual Democratic Party and platform and everything, what they say publicly to cater to those people does not reflect what they actually want to do. What they actually want to do is way worse, in fact, but never mind any of that. So it's going to be interesting because they're either going to get their way and they're going to set it all on fire, or they're not going to get their way and they're going to set it all on fire. And I really do think this American democracy, it's a democratic republic. It's not democracy, and that's what people need to get past. But it's an interesting experiment, and all of these giant social experiments like this tend to run their course after 200 to 300 years, and we're right in it. We are in the breadbasket of that time frame in which these sorts of government experiments tend to collapse in on themselves. I'm thinking 5 years, the whole thing will implode. I think if we have a Trump presidency, there's a chance we could get 6 to 8 out of it, but I'm still thinking 5. If Biden's elected, I think it could happen 2 to 3, realistically. It may not even, especially if the Democrats got the Senate, I don't think the country lasts. I don't think it even makes it to that 5 years. It's going to be interesting. Learn to farm. Learn to plant your own crops. Stock up on guns. Shoot a lot of deer. You're going to need it. Pack them freezers. Get ready. I hope I'm wrong about all of it. We'll see. Have a good day, everybody.